lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a chat topic with you all just to break up the monotony of some of my most recent videos, which is all about Reborn baby fashion and outfit changing. So I thought I would do something different. And today, to help me talk about this topic, I have Miss Tatiana Lacey. Just a little information about her if you haven't checked out the description bar or the description of this channel page. She is the Maizie Sculpt by Andrea Arcello, and the artist is Markita Booker. You can also find her on Facebook, and all of the information on this doll and all my other dolls is in the description box of this video. So today I want to talk to you guys about how do doll collectors afford Reborn dolls. And I feel like I get a lot of questions about how much the dolls cost and where you can buy them. And I think that'll be another video another day on where you can buy them and the kinds that you can buy. That may be a topic we can discuss again on another day. But today I want to talk about how do doll collectors afford Reborn dolls. So I can only speak for myself because there is a wide range of doll collectors out there. There are some doll collectors who can drop over $1,000 in a moment's notice if they see a doll that they like, because that's their lifestyle. They can afford to do that. Whereas others like myself, like post-college students or students who are still in college or even high school, their way of purchasing Reborn dolls may be a little bit different than somebody else whose income is a lot more. So I can only speak for myself, of course, and maybe some other doll collectors can chime in the comment section if you would like. But first thing, no matter what your lifestyle or your income is, first, you need to know exactly how much you plan on spending. So saving and managing your money is definitely key to any kind of hobby, whether it's really expensive or not. Saving and managing your money is key. So Reborn dolls can cost anywhere from $200 to over $1,000 USD dollars. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for something that is really good realism and really good quality, expect to pay a good bit of money for it. And it may seem like a lot of money if this is your first time purchasing a doll and you're new to the hobby. I don't recommend you spending close to $1,000 on your very first doll, especially if you're already not a doll enthusiast and this is something new for you. I do not recommend that. However, there are good quality dolls on the market, mainly secondhand market, that you can get $500 and under. So just know your limits, set some limits, and make sure you're saving and managing your money. So for me, my current situation, I had a full-time job, and then of course I have my YouTube content that I create, and I actually do make income and revenue from my YouTube videos. So for me, before I started making pretty decent amount of money with YouTube videos, I saved my money and worked towards purchasing a doll that I really wanted. I'd contact an artist that I knew I wanted to work with. I already made up in my mind what doll sculpt I wanted, so I knew how much the doll sculpt would cost, and I inquired for a price quote. And that's the best way to see how much a doll that you particularly want is going to cost you, by looking up the sculpt and finding out how much it is, and then finding out how much the artist charges for a fee. Now this is if you're going about a custom doll. But you may also ask the same question to the artist if you're adopting a doll from someone secondhand or directly from an artist. Just find out what the price is and be willing to pay it, and then you know what your goal is towards when you're saving your money. So for me, that's how I went about it, and I'd save my money that way. The income that I got from YouTube, I would usually put down a deposit for my reborn doll, and by the time it was finished, within 3 to 6 weeks or whatever, I would have the other half, which leads me to my next point of how reborn doll collectors afford reborn dolls is layaway and payment plans. You guys, it's not rocket scientists. I promise. We're not rich. None of us are filthy rich or famous. We work hard just like anybody else. And honestly, anybody can afford a reborn doll if you are willing to save your money, work hard to save your money, and maybe cut out some frivolous things in your life that you don't necessarily need and cut back on some frivolous spending. So if you really, really want something, you will definitely invest in it and cut back on some other things that you don't need in order to get it. But definitely layaway and payment plans, I would say 99.9% of the time, is the way that most doll collectors like me, middle class, lower middle class, are able to afford reborn dolls. So I just want to say thank you to all the artists and even doll collectors who sell dolls straight from their collections. They offer payment plans and layaways sometimes. And I just want to say thank you to those who do, because a lot of us wouldn't be able to afford reborn dolls right away if they didn't have that option. So once you find out how much a reborn doll costs, you would contact the seller and see if they are offering any kind of layaway or payment plans. When I sold dolls from my collection in the past, I have incorporated layaway plans if I could and I wasn't in need of the money like right immediately. I usually would offer some type of 50-50 layaway plan where you could place down half of the cost now to reserve your doll. Basically, I wouldn't be able to sell it to anyone else, and then at a prearranged date you would pay the other half. A lot of artists do that as well. They set a amount of deposit if you're ordering a doll from them, and once the doll is completed, there is a due date of the final payment. So it's kind of just like paying any other kind of bill. And when I'm talking about purchasing reborns and things, this is mostly directed at other adults, because I do strongly feel that reborn dolls is a hobby and a responsibility for adults 18 and older. I know the age of consent and adulthood and things is different in other countries, but I'm talking about USA citizens who have spending power. A lot of artists do not work with underaged young adults because of the risk factor and because of how much money is being transacted. They would prefer working with adults. It's possible if you want a reborn doll that you would get your parent to help you purchase one, but this information that I'm putting out here right now is directed at adults who are who are old enough to have a job, to have an income of some sort, because even with creating YouTube content, when you're getting paid through Google AdSense, you do have to be 18 and older in order to collect that type of revenue. So I'm directing this at adults. This is nothing bad. This is not saying that, oh, people under 18 can't have reborn dolls or can't afford reborn dolls. I just feel like the process of acquiring one is a whole lot easier if you're more responsible, you're able to manage your money, you're able to make money. It's just a whole lot easier. So if you're under 18 and you like reborn dolls and your parents are not willing to invest in that kind of money to get you one, just wait till you're old enough to make your own money, or save your allowance and your birthday money and then see what you can do. But just wait. It's a lot of responsibility and it's a lot of money, and I would hate for a young adult to invest a lot of money into something they may not even be interested in keeping around. So just keep that in mind. So basically my two factors about how doll collectors afford reborn dolls is saving their money, saving and managing their money, and the dependency on layaway and payment plans from sellers. So there it is. It's no big mystery, you guys, I promise. That's just basically the two factors. And like I said, for me, I'm blessed enough to be able to make a little money from what I love to do, which is sharing my reborn doll hobby with you. And I just hit Tati in the head. But I mean, just sharing my reborn doll hobby with you. And I have my other makeup channel. I love doing makeup and sharing what I know from that, and I've been blessed enough to make a little money from that, and I have definitely invested that money pretty much back into more content and more dolls for my collection. So I'm pretty grateful. As of right now, because I'm now working full time, doll hobbies is not exactly my priority. So I don't foresee me getting any new reborn dolls right away. But there are at least two that I want to add to my collection before I call it quits. And I do see an end for my collection. I'm pretty happy with how it's going right now. But I don't foresee me adopting any more reborn dolls right now. But in the future, I would like to add those last two. But yeah, I mean, everyone pretty much knows what my situation is as far as job front goes. Being an artist is hard because it's not the fact that you're not good enough, it's just that there's so many artists, there's so many good artists, and when you're doing freelance work, not all the time it's a steady income. It's kind of like as it comes basis, which when I do get income, it's not necessarily a good thing to just run off and spend it on reborn dolls. So adulting is really hard, but I manage, and I am thankful for being an artist. I'm thankful for all my clients that I've gotten, especially Markita Booker, who was one of the first to order a commissioned painting from me, which is the doll artist for this baby as well as other babies in my collection and those that I've had in the past. So yeah, I think that's about it. I kind of went off on a little ramble there at the end, but you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to say. And so yeah, I hope this was helpful to anyone. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, whatever you have, you can post them in the comments below and I will reply back to you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.